Hello and welcome back to the Toy Unboxing Advent Calendar. And today's first toy isn't just a pretty face. That's right. It's Transformers Studio Series 86 Arcee. Now, this was a surprise of a reveal here when they first announced it because, well, we've got a new Arcee mold in Earthrise and Kingdom, and people were kind of wondering what they were going to be doing with this one. As it turned out, however, this toy is actually not the Earthrise mold, but in fact a heavy rework of the old Transformers Legends Generations mold that came out. And just taking a quick look here before I open it up, yeah, we got this gorgeous box art here of G1 Arcee. And she does have a backdrop in this box too. Taking Arcee out there, let's take a look at what we have for an actual background. That's right, we have a backdrop of Autobot City from the Siege of Autobot City in the movie. So let's put that over there, and let's take all the other stuff out of the way. And now let's get Arcee off of her card. So yeah, it is a pretty decent looking Arcee right in the box, I gotta say. I'm looking at this here and seeing a blemish on her eye. I hope that that's not actual paint. But I'll find out in a sec once I actually get this stuff off. Because apparently I can't actually cut with these things. Huh, who knew? Alright, that's one off. That's another one off. And yeah, that was not a paint blemish that I saw. It was just like some dust or dirt or something like that. So that just wiped right off her face. That would have been unfortunate if that was the case. But yeah, so we've got those ones out. So it's just the ones on the legs now, and those I should be able to just use a good old-fashioned trick of just pulling her out. And also in accessories here, she has a rifle. Now, the original Legends Arcee toy, I believe this is one of the guns it came with, but yeah, she's only got the one blaster here. So, let's, I guess, get her into a proper configuration so that we can actually take a look at the toy. Alright, at least at first inspection, yeah, there's a lot of differences here between the Earthrise version of the mold and well, the other ones that have, and, you know, this one here. It does have a lot of very similar aspects. Like, the upper torso is very similar to the Earthrise version. But, unlike the Earthrise version, she does have painted lips. It's a painted smile on there. And this was something that the Takara Legends mold also did. And she also has a very light pink face, which contrasts nicely, and again, going for the movie show accuracy. We have a full ball jointed head here. Just painted eyes, and the shoulders are also on a ball joint. We have upper bicep swivels. We have a really good range of motion here, and we do not have wrists. Again, this is essentially similar to the old Legends one, and I think it might actually be the same hands. They do have a cut in the hands here so that you can properly fit a gun in here with a 5mm port. This is contrary to some of the versions there, which were not very great for that, and in fact came apart really easily. What else we got here? We have, yeah, she does have a waist joint. There is a waist joint there, though the cut is kind of really weird on it, so it's only so useful. And range of motion in the legs, they only go out to about there, but there still is a very good amount of range. We have, like upper thigh swivel, very good range of motion in the knee, and full ankle tilts. I think that the legs are, in fact, I think they're the same legs that were on the original Legends toy. But the backpack is also completely different from the original Legends toy as well. Or rather, it's got some key differences. The big one here being the way that the backpack transforms. Like, the trick that they used there on the old Earthrise and Kingdom figure there for Arcee was that the backpack actually could come off so that you could get the more show-accurate appearance. And the designers for Hasbro Takara Tomy on this one decided to take the opposite approach and wanted a backpack that could compress as much as possible. Yeah, we can see here she also does have a bit of an ab crunch, though I'm noticing that this doesn't lock in super well in robot mode. Little bit unfortunate. I bet that I probably just need to, yeah, this peg really doesn't want to stay in. I bet that this is one of those things where I need to take some clear floor polish to it. And I might do that afterwards. But yeah, she can hold poses pretty well and stuff, though, that said. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really have any balance issues or anything like that. Yeah, it is. And yeah, she does have the ab crunch, which is kind of nice. Like, it's not unpegging there. It's just ab crunching. But yeah, we have the entire car folded up on her back. And that is something we're going to take a look at as we transform her. Now, I'm assuming this transforms similarly to the old Legends toy. We can see here that it's not a fake chest. So yeah, this is going to fold up here and is just going to lock in over there. And the head is just going to go back this way. Yeah, so just like that. And we can already see here that there's some pegs down here. I believe that this is like the original Legends toy and that the arms just... Oh, elbow just popped off. It's just a loose joint. Okay. But, okay, moving on. Yeah, we can already see that the entire alt mode is just unfolding here. They did a very good job of compressing it onto the back. Like, this is an even better job than the old Arcee toy that this is a heavy rework of. Like, I mean, I guess that's one detail, too. The waist is definitely different because that one, yeah, had a very prominent rear end. Yeah, another thing that the old one did as well, the old Legends toy, rather than have the back of the car, it actually had the legs form the sides of the back of the car, so there were wheels inside the legs and stuff. Yeah, so these are new legs. But, yeah, this one actually does re-engineer all of this so it collapses onto the back. And then, yeah, this is all going to fold in here and store. So I just need to... Oh, and there's the sides of the car right in there, too. Yeah, like, oh my god, they just put the entire car in the backpack. And it's really hard to do much more show accurate than we're going to do an Arcee that folds the entire car back there. I just need to untransform this so I can get those panels out properly. Like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, for all the complaints about shell formers, there really is no other way to do a G1 show accurate version of Arcee. There we go, that's out there. So this is essentially a necessary evil. But yeah, like we've already got, the Earthrise Kingdom one also had this issue there too, where you could full on, like, if you pop the right pin, you could actually just take the entire toy apart. And this one, yeah, has very much the same feel to it, although it feels like it is doing a lot less to cheat in that regard. So, let's see. Looks like the arms are just going to peg underneath, from what I can tell. I just need to get this alt mode to fold up properly. Interestingly, I'm noticing a couple of gaps here. I'm actually a little surprised by that. But... yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how the arms are supposed to store underneath. I mean, I can see the legacy parts from the old Legends toy there in the front of the car, whereby you can see where there's weapon peg slots there. Like the weapon is clearly going to peg over there. And okay, yeah, the waist just folds up in here. And we just need to figure out how to get the legs down. Because, yeah, pictures are going to be useless for this. Pictures are going to be completely useless for this. And, okay, so this must have to accordion over, because otherwise I can't see how the legs fold in. Like, we've got pegs here for the, on the heels, I think, for the legs too. Oh, you know, I wonder if the leg's going on under there. Let's find out. Funnily, this is the first one I kind of wanted to open here because I figured, you know what, this is the one I've messed with a early toy of before, so it shouldn't be too bad to transform on camera. And instead, here I am basically just proving that I know absolutely nothing about this stuff. Yeah, okay, I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, the arms should just go back here. I'm thinking of the old Legends toy where the arms went up front. But yeah, they go back. They clearly go back in here and just line up nice and tight. And then we should just be able to fold this over top. And now I just need to figure out how the legs go in. Again, like, they are going to have engineered this toy so that everything lines up flush, because Hashtag are generally pretty good with that stuff. I don't really doubt their... Oh, I wonder. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere here. Let me just pull the upper chest back out and see if I am on the right track or not. Like, there's not a lot to this transformation. It is just straight up just fold the robot lady under the car. But it's a very good job of just fold the robot lady under the car. Yeah, I'm just looking on this thing for just the obvious pegs and slots that most Transformers have that are usually pretty indicative of how to do this thing. They're usually pretty good at that stuff, but I am struggling to find all of the usual locking mechanisms on this toy. And unless they are... No, I don't think they're that mad. Somewhere. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, wow, this is... Okay, this is pretty cool here. Yeah, the legs just accordion up like this underneath, and they just peg into that center tab there. That's the same tabs that are used for locking this stuff in. And now I just need to get the hands in the front, and it looks like there should actually be space for the hands to go in there. Yeah, I think there's a cavity for the hands. So if I do this, yeah. Wow, this is, as I said, as soon as I figured out the key bit, it was going to be deceptively simple. And now we just need to lock everything in here. And here we have, Studio Series Arcee in her alt mode. It's just G1 Arcee. I mean, it's a very simplistic looking car. Underside is very clean. I'm very impressed at how clean this is. Like, it's got the back and everything. Like, they did a very good job of compressing this and trying to get, like, the most screen accurate you could possibly get Arcee at a deluxe price point. You can plug the gun there. That's more for robot mode. Or we can plug the gun... Can we plug it up here? I've got a port that looks like it should go there, but it doesn't. Huh. I'm just looking to see if there's gun storage on the top here. There should be somewhere. Transformers is usually pretty good about gun storage. Unless it's underneath. I guess the gun can also plug like this. But again, then there's... Oh no, there's a little bit of clearance for rolling then. Okay. So we can plug the gun under here and roll it. And I bet that there's probably also some other gun storage that I'm going to find as soon as I'm done filming this thing here. But yeah, that is Arcee in her car mode. Honestly, as far as G1 Arcees go, there's really not a lot of directions to go at this point. So, yeah, not bad. But hey, you know what's even more nuts than getting a new Studio Series Arcee? Getting another Studio Series Arcee within a wave of the previous Arcee. That's right, it is the Bumblebee movie Studio Series Arcee, which shows up in all of, like 5 seconds in the film for the Bumblebee movie. Yeah, we can see the art here is just a ILM render. Looks really nice. Looks very nice. And pulling her out of the box, we can see here that her backdrop is the aforementioned scene from the beginning of the Bumblebee movie, which she is in for like all of 5 seconds. So let's get her out of the box then. And it's going to be yet another thing of me just trying to cut these things with scissors, because they do not cut very well, these scissors. They cut very poorly when I'm trying to do a demo on camera. In fact, it probably would have been better if I'd used an X-Acto blade for this, funnily enough. But yeah, she is secured fairly well. And she is basically, she is an example of Hasbro wanting to do toys based on these designs and then just having to full on get creative and invent alternate modes for these characters based off of the CG models. because since they were meant to show up in, you know, like all of one scene, the guys at LM did not actually design anything. So we get some interesting stuff there, like the Soundwave design as a result. This Arcee has 2 guns. She's got a couple of blasters down here that we can just see in this box. So I'm going to pop these out of the cardboard. Just slide them down. Hooray for not caring about packaging. Yeah, she's got twin blasters there. And now that we've freed her, let's take a look at what she brings to the table. It's a very obvious, like, translation of Arcee. It's very straightforward. Like, it's, yeah. I mean, she showed up for all of 5 seconds. So it is kind of difficult to judge how accurate this toy actually is. I mean, unless you've got the CG model right in front of you. But let's see what she's got for actual posability here, now that I've got her out and got her with her weapons. All right, taking a quick look at the head sculpt here. It's got all the lines of the, yeah, looking at her head here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as you can see, like, when you turn off the flash, yeah, it is really obvious here that she has the weird mouth sculpting of the CG model there. It becomes very obvious if you're just looking at it without a bright light on it. If I take the flash off, it does take the edge off of that. But yeah, that is kind of like the main thing marring the sculpt. And again, that's just a case of Hasbro going for fidelity with the actual movie design. So looking at posability here, we have a ball jointed neck up here, which doesn't seem to lock in super well. Oh well. Oh no, there we go. It's, yeah, it locks in okay, I guess. Let's see, we got, again, fairly standard shoulder range of motion. Good range of motion here. We got the biceps. We've got, do we have double jointed or single jointed elbows here? Looks like they are single jointed elbows, about 90-degree bend. A little bit of a weird bend to them, probably a result of the transformation. Wrists swivel inwards. Yeah, that's going to be a consequence of how she transforms. Kibble on the back here can be rearranged a little bit here, so you can play with that. What else we got? We got a waist joint. We've got, yeah, universal hips here. Very good range of motion in the hips. She can do the splits. About 90 degrees range of motion in the knees. So not quite as posable as the other one, I don't think. And, of course, the requisite ankle tilts. So, now that that's all done, let's transform her. And unlike the other one, she doesn't turn into a car. She turns into some sort of interesting Cybertronian motorbike. Basically, just the Hasbro designers running with this and trying to figure out, okay, what can she turn into? And yeah, it's honestly, that's one of the things that's been the most fun with these Bumblebee movie designs here, because they have been having the engineering challenge of, let's make these things do something that were never actually designed to do anything. And yeah, like, I can very much appreciate that. I can completely appreciate that. And she, yeah, it's fairly intuitive so far, honestly. There's more transformation going on than on the Arcee. Like, yeah, the fact that they essentially had free reign to design this figure so long as everything ended up in the right spot in robot mode, they could kind of just BS the Olmod so long as it kind of looked like the character. And yeah, it looks like here, these wheels here are going to actually be the front wheels. So let's spin these out. Yeah, I am very impressed at how involved she is. And there's some cool sculpting. I mean, like, look back here. We got, like, little pistons in the back of the legs there. So let's bring these out here. Oh, I bet these... Oh, yeah, those do pop out. Cool. Yeah, so her legs do pop out. This is for the transformation. Yeah, no, this is... These are very detailed toys. It's pretty cool just to see. I'm just trying to see if the wheels are meant to split or no, that's just a quirk of mine, it looks like. Yeah, they do spin, but that's not meant to pop off. Okay, so I'm just using the photo for reference. I've actually learned a thing or two about transforming these clearly. It just took me forever. But yeah, so we have those tabs there that are clearly going to peg into the legs here. Yeah, very intuitive so far. It's a bit more intuitive than the last Arcee, funnily enough. Let's get this here. And these wheels here are going to peg together. And that's why, okay, I just need to line everything up. But I can see how this is supposed to peg together. I'm just trying to figure out how you get the wheels to do that. Let's see. There's something here that has to pivot around. But it doesn't look like it does. Okay, interesting. Interesting. But yeah, the wheels do go like this. And I'm just double checking I'm doing this right. I don't know, like this seems off a little bit. Oh, no. Okay, those, yeah, I'm seeing pegs and slots. Okay. Yeah, there's pegs and slots there, so that must be right. And it's just a matter of I need to just, I just need to tab the wheels together like that. Okay. So the front tabs together like this, I suppose. Interesting connection here with the wheels. It's not as solid as I would have liked, the front wheels. But yeah, we've got the front half of this done so far. And now we just need to finish up the back. And some of that should be fairly intuitive, like the fold in the hands is very clearly there for the sake of transformation, probably to help them hide away. And now we need to just fold up the arms and the kibble here that forms the back wheels, which have rollers there. So these are going to fold down here. I can see a slot here on the back of the legs. She is pegging together very solidly so far. Very solidly. We got a peg slot here. And yeah, like again, this feels like another good example of just what happens when you give Hasbro creative freedom to just come up with something here. Yes, and we have this elbow fold here. Let's see. Elbow fold, these spin around. Oh no, I guess it goes like this, and then this tab here pegs in, like so. Okay. Yeah, very intuitive so far in terms of how all these tabs and slots are pegging together. This is reminding me of the Ratchet there in terms of how like the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Ratchet is a really interesting toy. And wow, yeah, she's done. That was very quick, very straightforward. Yeah, it is a motorcycle. Well, more of a trike, I guess, because it's got 3 wheels back here. Reminds me a lot of Beast Machine's Thrust in the aesthetic, honestly. I could really see this working well for a thrust retool. Like, you just add a visor over here, or it's like some eyes or whatever, and you have like the front head for thrust just sticking up there. And then it just doesn't dragster quite as much as the original Thrust did, but unless that has something to do with these joints here. I'm just trying to see if these joints do anything or if this wheel extends out a little more. It doesn't look like it does. Okay. All right. Well, that was a thought, but in any case, though, yeah, she pegs together pretty well, as I mentioned. I just unpegged a bunch of stuff there while I was transforming it, but once it's all together, everything does lock in pretty solidly on this toy. Provided you don't just go and unlock everything again. Like so. Here we go. There we go. Locked back in. But yeah, very solid. Locked together well. And then we've got like the guns, which are going to... Well, I guess you got a few options here. Could always just plug them in here to cover up the hands. And then you get your motorcycle exhaust. Yeah, so that looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, they work pretty well over there. Just gives her some nice thrusters here. Again, it's a good design. Very good example of just taking a design that was never actually meant to transform and extrapolating a workable alt mode out of it. I really don't have any complaints about this here. It's clever, it's creative, and she is going to look pretty good next to the other Bumblebee movie Autobots. So, yeah. Movie Arcee. The other movie. So, to give some final thoughts on these two Arcees, yeah, this is a very rare example in a Transformers toy line of getting a case of here's the original toy and here is the modernized look within one wave of each other in the exact same toy line. Like, you never see this in Transformers, even with characters like Optimus Prime. Or like Bumblebee, I suppose. And yeah, it is really cool to see. Both of these went back into their robot modes very easily. The Studio Series movie one I found very intuitive to transform. And yeah, one of them, of course, is just, well, you're not really going to get much better than this. We basically had bottom of the barrel on original G1 car mode Arcee for years. But this one is a new, fresh, inventive design. And it has some really cool engineering in it. And honestly, it's a crying shame that it's limited to a movie line, because I would have loved to see this repainted in other toys. But that's not going to happen. So with that said, this is General Techno signing off until the next Advent Calendar Day.